It was announced in 2023 when World Bowling League Sports Co. signed a deal with IBF.
Going back to 2023, the circumstances of this announcement were very interesting, just because it happened, I think, a night before or just before the election of the IBF president.
In different sources, the names of League Sports Co. ownerships are not the same. If you find worldbowlingleague.org and you have that the team who's behind the World Bowling League is not the same that you can find on other sources where legal stuff is published.
So that in itself already raises some question, we already have a 2-year delay. And now, just like that, with a snap of the finger, we have a release date happening in a few months.
Guys, just a heads up before we start. This show is not about expert opinions. This show is purely about entertainment. We might choose controversial topics, provoke, make a joke or two about ourselves or other players. Sometimes we will say things just to start the conversation. What you hear isn't always about our personal opinion. We're just voicing what people might be thinking, but just scared to say out loud. And if you enjoy this kind of bowling content, please subscribe to our channel. That's the only thing that we ask, and it really helps us to improve our content to you. So thank you so much.
So Karolis, how was everything? How was World Championship? For the disclaimer, I took a vacation. So Karolis was covering it by himself. I was helping just a little bit from Scotland.
From Scotland, you were helping a bit. I felt the emotional support, but it was a busy week and actually filled with plenty of challenges. It's
300 games.
Not related to bowling, but my apartment, there was some works happening, and I didn't have hot water for the whole week, so it didn't add to my.
I can tell.
It didn't add to my emotional well-being, but now it's all fine. The World Cup, the Youth World Cup, is over, so it was a great event. I think we will not take much space and time for it this episode. We will talk about it in the next one, because right now we have bigger news to cover, bigger events, and it's World Bowling League. Recently it was announced that in early 2026 it should go live, and
in the first quarter.
Yeah, in the first quarter, so it's very, very soon.
9 months.
And this episode will be the time for us to discuss a bit what we know now. What can we expect? What are the rules? What are the people involved? What are the companies involved and federations? And just we'll try to share our opinions and do we believe it in it or not? So that's a debate, and please, people who are watching this, leave your thoughts. We are very interesting. This is it's a very exciting topic. It's at the same time controversial because the information that we have is maybe not enough to say for granted that this whole project will actually go live and be successful. So with that being said, I think we can start with the first part and introduce what is World Bowling League. And what do we know about it? So first of all, I think it was announced in 2023.
Yeah, it was announced in 2023 when World Bowling League, League Sports Co. signed a deal with IBF. The deal is multi-digital. I mean, a lot of money is involved. We cannot say how much because it wasn't announced, and when we asked it, it wasn't disclosed, but it's multi-million deal.
It was for 10 years, with the possibility to extend to up to 20 years.
So the money must be big, and the project is big. So what do we know now is what was announced just this month, that we will have 6 franchises competing in kind of a team event with 2 men and 2 women competing in 6 different locations. So for the first year is not what was expected, because when they announced the project in 2023, it was said that it will be from 8 to 12 franchises competing in different areas in the world, including Europe. But as far as we know now, Europe is excluded from the first franchises. So it's gonna be really interesting. And
Yeah, so I think the current franchises are expected to be, well, probably US, as Mookie Betts is involved. Then we have India with a star cricket player signing as well. Then I think it was Japan,
Singapore,
Dubai. It's more focused on for now Asia's region with the spice of US. But I think just going back a bit to the announcement of this whole World Bowling League concept, going back to 2023, it was the circumstances of this announcement were very interesting, just because it happened, I think, a night before or just before the election of the IBF president.
Yeah, we wrote an article in 2023 that it was like a perfect timing,
Yeah.
But
we will leave all the assets from about this matter in the description, so you can read it through. Actually, one of the first videos on our channel is the podcast sort in dedicated to this specific topic. We delved in a lot about what was said then, because we had a press release that
keynote
video speech from the owner of the company. So we broke it down into pieces of what was being said then. And then the announcement and the release date of the World Bowling League, I think, was 2024.
Yeah.
And it was delayed to 2026 now. So that in itself already raises some question, like, we already have a 2-year delay. And now, just like that, with a snap of the finger, we have a release date happening in a few months. This project is big. It is said that all the competitions that will happen under the sky, outside, with lanes installed in very specific and
scenic places.
Like, well, then it was said it was Eiffel Tower and stuff like that. Right now it's maybe a bit less optimistic, but it's still...
It's still outside.
Yeah, it's still outside.
We don't know that.
Yeah. Well, maybe it will be under the roof or whatever, but still it will be in some grand locations in different cities, and the lanes will be installed separately, specific for this event. We will get rid of the automatic lane machines. There will be
360
pin boys or pin girls bringing back to action. So the reel that we created recently is kind of up to the topics right now. So this whole project also introduces promises a lot of viewing experiences, So as you said, 360-degree camera angles, different ball tracking.
New broadcasters.
Yeah, broadcast.
That we don't know anything about.
Yeah, well, I also read that, maybe some broadcast providers, companies are already watching and maybe are already in the talks. So there is a lot of mystery around this. So that's why I'm kind of talking about it with, I'm a bit doubtful about it, just because it's we get some occasional press release about some grand happening like Mookie Betts signing, which kind of gives you that hope that, oh my God, this can actually be possible, and it
Because
will
you know
actually
the
go.
player.
Yeah, you know the name, you know the player, you know what he has done for the baseball, and he has his own media brand. So, these are the people that are actually real, true. They know what they are doing. So you kind of doubt that. Well, if he's investing, probably he knows what he is getting himself into.
Yeah, but we don't know what he is investing.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, is it the money? Is it the I know his just his presence in the deal? Because from my point of view, World Bowling League needs Mookie Betts more than Mookie Betts needs World Bowling League
Well,
right
that's
now.
for sure.
And just having his name under the umbrella of World Bowling League is very important for them. But at the same time, is nothing new. What IDK Mishra didn't do in other sports. For instance, if you watch that E1 series where motorboats are going, it's kind of the same deal. There's teams of motorboats. They have two pilots, one man and one woman, and the teams are named after really known sports names. For instance, LeBron James, tennis players, Rafa. It's a lot of well-known professional athletes out there. Are they really involved in the sport? I doubt so. I didn't see them in any of media releases or pictures or that stuff, because
Well, at the
for
same
the
time-
promotion purposes, having LeBron James on motorboats, all right, for the sport, it sells.
Oh yeah.
And
Well,
not
obviously
having
it's
him,
for the name, It's and
Of
I
course.
think the thing that they are doing is a proven concept. They already did it with
With
your
other
mentioned,
sports,
yeah.
yeah.
And also going back to another big name who is already involved in this whole World Bowling League concept is Virat Kohli, which is a professional cricket player. And
he's actually number 3 most followed
yeah, so
Instagram
he's
guy
a very big on social media, very big celebrity in India, and probably to people who follow cricket. And Virat Kohli is also involved in the motorboat thing.
Yeah, we're
He has a
together.
team there
Together with
as
the
well.
League Sports Co. Founder. And
Yeah,
CEO,
so he already knows what these people are capable of, and probably there is some mutual trust between them. So that also gives me a bit more optimistic feelings that this might actually work. And another thing is that he's playing in Indian Premier League. Indian Premier League is not that old. It was initiated and started a few years back. And before that, it was also, obviously cricket was a very big sport already in India. It was very popular. It had great watchability. So it just needed some, push, some community and organization to make this all happen. But the Indian Premier League happened in a similar concept. A lot of big names were attracted, celebrities, sports persons, pop culture persons, so they all came in, bought the teams, bought franchises, they were the people who actually promoted this league. And it was a huge success, and it is up until now. Indian Premier League is, it's generating millions of views, definitely lots of money and a huge fan base. So their idea was also to make cricket faster, make it more entertaining to watch, not changing necessarily cricket rules, the way the game is played, but the concept was similar, make it faster, make it more entertaining, watchable, so people would actually tune in and watch. And that was a huge success, and as I said, it's they are doing tremendously. So here, World Bowling League is trying to do the same thing. Attract popular personalities, attract sports people, attract people from different areas of the world, from different backgrounds, baseball, cricket, India, US, and there is talks that they are already negotiating with other people from other continents or countries or whatever. So we can expect big announcements coming soon. But another thing that they are trying to do is attract businesses and technology companies, for them to also invest, to be a part of this. So I think what they're trying to do is take a concept that already works in other sports, in other leagues, and do the same for bowling. So I think the idea is great. What they are also trying to do is, as with cricket, they made it faster. They are trying to do the same with bowling. So there are certain rule changes to make the sport of bowling maybe more entertaining to watch. The scoring system will be different. I'm not sure. I don't know if you remember how exactly the scores will be counted, but I think it was something like going to minus, not to plus.
It was in the talks that it can be like in darts. You have like concrete number of the points, and you just go down to zero, and whoever comes first, he wins. But at the same time, I think that the counting system will be something similar that IBF already tested out. It's when the strike gives you a 30 points, and a spare gives you a 10 plus other count. So it's easy to count. Everybody, instantly sees the results after the pins are knocked down. So you don't have to count something in your head that, for most of the people doesn't make any sense. You can, just catch one guy from the street and, talking for hours how bowling scoring works, and he still will not be able to understand. Yeah. So I think it's good that they are trying something new. But what really concerns me, that League Sports Co. is not those who invented or created the Cricket League, and not the ones who created E1 series of those motorboats. They are the parts of it, like the cricket players playing in that league. ADK Mishra and together with partners has a team in E1 series. But I don't know how much they are involved in the kitchen of these sports and how it's managed.
Yeah.
So for me, what is the most concerning thing, that they signed a deal in 2023. It's already 2025. It's fine that projects get delayed. We know that. We've been there, done that. But I don't know how good it is to announce that the league will start in the first quarter of 2026 when you have 2 franchises out of 6. I don't know how far they went looking for other franchise owners and those big names, as you call it. But if they don't have it yet, then you have 4 missing franchises. You have 0 players. We don't know who's playing.
That's an interesting part. Like it's one thing to have teams and franchises and whatever,
But
another
who's playing?
thing is to get players to play.
And it's an easy part. It's the easy part. You still have to have venue. You have to have format. You have to have scoring system. You have to have some kind of broadcasting because, well, how will people see the World Bowling League that is so big and so popular and so much money is involved if you don't have the, where to broadcast? If you're broadcasting on Facebook and Instagram or, I don't know, YouTube or something, it's probably not the option for such a big thing. So you have to have something else. It has to be something big because you have a lot of different regions, US, Asia, Europe. You have to broadcast in worldwide. So it's a big deal and you have very short of time. And the question is, can you manage it? And if you can, bravo. If you can't, I mean, this is shooting in the leg. You're saying when you will announce it, when you will release the whole project and people will see, bowling revolution, or some say, but at the same time, if you don't, it can, hit your credibility and people's trust in like that.
Well, it's probably if they succeed, it will be a huge thing. If not, it's kind of just people will talk for a month or two, and then everybody will forget, as always. Yeah. So it's not the first time when these kind of things are happening and failing, and people just forget. But just coming back, you said it's an easy part to get players and attract them. That's also a question. Like if you want to have the best players in the world, in theory, probably most of them will be on PBA Tour or on other tours or leagues or whatever. They are the best players. They are already are signed with specific companies, specific tours or whatever. So first thing here is that PBA Tour has a tight schedule, right? We have the events all season long,
and it starts in January.
Yeah,
the first quarter of the year.
So that's one thing. You need to align schedules. We will take a PBA Tour as a main thing here because obviously PBA Tour is the biggest tour that we have. So first of all, schedules. Another thing is those players are signed with PBA Tour. So if World Bowling League, for example, offers more money, as they say. It's around, I don't know, per event, it's like
1 million.
1 million or something. So in theory, it should be bigger money. So players might want to go and play there, but then they are skipping PBA Tour events.
But
which
look,
probably
who
will
are
not
they
be
targeting? You target, all right, you have Mookie Betts with the US team. You can probably say that his team players will be US players. You need 2 guys and 2 girls. The PWBA season starts in May, right? PBA season starts in February. That's, crosses with the World Bowling League. But a lot of guys don't play on PBA Tour. So maybe the team of Mookie Betts will consist of players, better known PWBA players and less known players from the US on the male side.
But if it's a World Bowling League, you want to have the biggest names, biggest players, so you target the biggest people. So they are on PBA Tour.
Yeah.
So that's one thing, and you cannot let World Bowling League schedule clash with PBA schedule. It cannot happen.
And you cannot expect that players will jump from the PBA
well, they
tour.
Cannot teleport. Where I'm heading is there are already big leagues that are in play. So World Bowling League needs to adapt. Of course, World Bowling League is backed by International Bowling Federation. So, and International Bowling Federation conjoins all the other leagues and tours and whatever. So it might be a bit easier here. But as an example here, I'm just wanted to, to get it out there. We have a golf example where it was a similar concept. You had the PGA Tour, which is the main tour of golf, and then there was a new concept, new tour introduced, which is LIV Golf, which is basically just also a showcase of teams, and in theory it should be like more entertaining, and people would, the idea was that people will tune in more, and spectate and watch broadcasts because it's faster and more entertaining and whatever. So in their example, PGA Tour pushed back a lot, and it was a back and forth for some time until it was merged and resolved, But it was a difficult situation to get through because, one is already established tour where all the best players are playing, everything is going on there. Then you have a new player who is trying to challenge you and kind of take some airtime from you. So now the players have to choose where do they want to participate, and at the same time you see that maybe the concept that you expected that will be very entertaining and people will watch the broadcast all around the world, well, suddenly it doesn't really perform as well as you thought it would. And finally it was resolved by those two merging, and everything worked out for the best. But here you kind of could have a similar situation where you have a sort of new concept introduced from one part of the world, but at the same time on the other part you have already established league which is working, and all the players want to play there because it's the best. So that's also a part that you need to align, and I don't know, maybe they are talking already, but having in mind that it was announced like just recently that we are starting in a few months, and you don't have the franchises, the players, and there are no announced broadcast deals, there is nothing basically. So how, and just going further with my thought flow here, so you have very little time, you have as you mentioned, you need all the venues, that's all the logistical part of the stuff that I think for everyone it's obvious that it will be very difficult to execute in such a short time, even if they are already like in talks or whatever. But the marketing side of it all, so you have a few months to market this thing, and you haven't really even started. You signed 2 people, which is great. Of course, it's a great first step for it, but
you have 2 promo videos and nothing
more. I mean, if you are doing a World Bowling League, it needs to bring you money. They are talking about a lot of sponsorship deals, a lot of companies and people signing, that you will have an application where all the stats will be available from each player, each game. You will have betting involved in this as well. You will have a lot of digital, things introduced to this whole broadcasts and whatever, and you have a few months to execute and promote it. So now the first games will be live in 2026 in Q1, which is soon, and we don't even know where to download the app, where to watch it, where it will happen, who will play there. So I see 2 options here. It's either they will postpone it for I don't know how much time.
Q2,
Q3, Q4, 2028. I think 2028 would be more appropriate in this scenario, or it would not happen at all. Or third option, it will happen, but it will be not the event that we hoped for.
Yeah, I totally agree, and I think that the whole project will launch in some sort of, some parts of it will launch and others will follow. I don't believe that they will start with the full concept, including betting, 360 view,
So it's an
iconic
MVP version.
places.
We are
It's
just
gonna be something
trying it.
similar, something easy to manage. I think that they will play inside of bowling centers, somewhere.
It will be just a regular.
It's gonna be
tournament.
regular bowling. It's gonna be more lights, maybe more cameras, more entertainment, more, I don't know, dances or some kind of fast formats, but nothing giant or just like. I believe that it will take time to launch everything that they are promising it to, and just heading back to releasing all the news. Usually when we talk about some big stuff going on in the world of sport, we have several sources from where the information is flowing. You have some leads, you can follow them, get some information beforehand. Now we have just press releases, very scattered information, no disclosed deals and details about it.
Nothing concrete
You just
at all.
have, well, generic news. Like, we signed a player who is very good cricket player. We signed a player who's very good at baseball. They are going to be a franchise owners. We don't disclose the deal behind the deal, how much money is involved, what is the terms, what are the the length of the contract. Is it for life? Is it for 1 year? Is it for 5 years? I don't know anything, and I cannot find the information, and I cannot ask that.
But we know
because
that it will be called Team OMG.
yes,
We have
it's
the
gonna
name.
be, oh my God.
Oh my
but
goodness.
at the same time, the second team doesn't have any names
Yeah.
yet. But it's fine. It's not about names. I just have, I just have concerns, and I have a lot of questions that isn't answered yet. And we are the guys who, answers those questions, because we ask those questions and we get the information and we, publish those answers on.
But
on
nobody
Bowling
talks
Life.
to us
but
about it,
nobody
man.
talks about World
Nobody
Bowling League.
answers.
And when you come out with sayings that bowling will be revolutionized, bowling wasn't led in the way it should be for 50, 60 years, and now everything will change in like a second.
Those announcements are impressive.
Okay, it's impressive, nice, thank you.
How?
How? Yes, just one question. How?
Yeah.
Just give me, I don't know, a reason to believe that you are capable of doing it, because the more I research about those guys who are behind this project, the more I'm concerned that it will not happen, because I don't have the good examples of previous successes in their careers. I just have, like meetings with sports people, meeting with the cricket player from India, meeting with the Paris Hilton. I had a meeting with Pierre Gasly from F1. Fine. How is it, correlated with bowling? I don't know. You are the guy who is behind that League Sports Co., the World Bowling League. You came out with big sayings. Give me proof. It's fine.
Yeah, and just looking at their portfolio that they have on their website, one of the things that was related to bowling was it was a broadcast or streaming services for one of the championships. Not sure which one specifically right now, but the stream is available, so you can check it out if you want. I don't know if that's the standard that we are setting for a broadcast.
It's not a broadcast.
No,
it's
live stream
like
with
live
different
stream
angles.
with
But
different angles.
the interesting thing is that on the website where the stream is actually available, the company name is not, the live stream company is not the same as this one. So I'm not sure how how
in
this
different
works.
in different sources, the names of League Sports Co. ownerships are not the same.
Yeah, well,
If you find worldbowlingleague.org and you have that team of the team who's behind the World Bowling League is not the same that you can find on other sources where legal stuff is published.
yeah, well, all of these
So-
things are not adding to that
It doesn't
trust
give
and
trust and credibility,
and that's why we have a lot of doubts. Of course, we hope that this will become a reality for the sake of bowling, for the sake of success of our sport and its visibility. World Bowling League would be a huge thing if it actually would go live. If it would be successful, it could actually change the game. Just right now, with the information that we have, with all the proofs that we have and announcements and so on, the timelines, it just doesn't seem realistic. In 2023, when we were talking about this whole concept and all the keynote speech and whatever, we said the same thing. You have a timeline in 2024 and you have these groundbreaking plans to execute everything in 2 or 3 years, which at that time didn't seem possible and didn't seem realistic. We said it then. Now, again, we are talking 3 years later, nothing was done, and the timeline is even shorter now. So,
you cannot say that.
well, maybe
nothing
something
was
was
done.
done. I don't know.
You
I don't
signed
have.
a Mookie Betts.
I don't
and-
have the answers. So yeah, we have signings of 2 famous people.
It's moving forward, but it's too slow
But
to
it
meet
was
the timeline.
silent. It was silent for like 2-3 years, and only now we have new announcements. I think Mookie Betts' announcement was the first one after that 2023 thing. So in 3 years you signed one. Maybe they did something under the hood. I don't know. So I will not talk more about it. But just the timelines and announcements and information that we have doesn't seem realistic to me. So, you can make your own opinions and please share it with us in the comments. I really hope that it will be successful. With the recent news in the bowling world, where bowling was excluded from the Pan Am Games as well. We've been there for 31 years. Yeah, 31? That's correct. 30 something.
34
Yeah. So
from 1991.
that's a very long time. And while we haven't been to the Olympics, at least we had something. Then we get excluded from World Games. We get excluded from Pan Am Games. So
And it's just the start. If bowling is excluded from Pan Am Games, it will be excluded eventually from Central European, Central American Games, and so on and so forth. So, it's terrible, and bowling really needs the shake. We need
Yeah,
something
for
new,
sure.
but we need something new in a realistic way. We need something concrete. We need something fast now and super efficient. We cannot live on high expectations anymore. And
just promises. We'll do this, we'll do that.
And the
Maybe
only
time to
the only
do
thing that
something, I don't know.
executes is PBA Tour, PVBA Tour, and
PBA Tour, I think if PBA Tour wouldn't be there, bowling would be dead. So at least we have something, at least we have other tournaments that are going on, but for sure the concept, it works for the current players, for a smaller audience, but it doesn't work for mainstream. And World Bowling League, I guess, is trying to address that, but I don't know if it's possible. The aspirations are big. I mean, just do the same thing, just choose a regular bowling alley and execute the same thing. Attract famous people, make the bowling center, create seatings, do all, you can execute it in smaller scale, make it just as much impressive, introduce the digital solutions in the current alleys that we have. It's still possible, but you are jumping straight to, we are doing bowling under Eiffel Tower. Well, come on. It's like, sorry, I'm getting angry. So
it looks like, for me, like, just a friends gathering, like you and me sitting right here, and like, okay, let's revolutionize bowling.
Let's revolutionize bowling. Let's make it on the ocean, on top of the ocean. Build the alleys on the ocean, and people are bowling backwards. What do you think?
Nice.
Let's do it. In 2026, Q2. So,
all right.
Yeah, so listen, I hope I eat my words and everything will be successful, everything will go live, and we will have a lot of new things to cover. We will have a World Bowling League, and it will be a huge success. It will sign Kyle Troop and Jason Belmonte in DG Tackett and players like that. And everyone will be happy. And
you didn't mention Tim Foy Jr.
Tim Foy Jr.
What's happening to
Tim
you?
Foy Jr. But we have doubts. We want to know if you share the same doubts as well, or if you are actually believers in this whole project. So share your thoughts below in the comments. Let us know, what do you think about this whole thing? What are your insights? Maybe you know something more that we missed somewhere in all the news, media outlets, whatever.
Or just want to chat in the comments.
Yeah.
It's fine. We always reply.
Yeah, so let's see how it goes. Let's see what happens. If you like this video, please drop a like, subscribe to our channel, and let's meet next week in our next episode. Keep on striking.